Game 2, the Mirrors didn't do a lot. Game 3, they did. But both times, the follow-up attack is basically what killed aLive. So, we'll see what he can do here against the Protoss player who spawns to the top right-hand side corner of the map. The purple Protoss player is Jieshi. And he does play against the blue Terran to the bottom left. It is aLive. Again, guys, welcome to the stream if you just join us. We did have a little bit of a crash before, but I think we're all running smoothly now. So, we'll see how this goes. We'll see what's going to happen as we continue on in our action today. Yeah, fun stuff. Fun day of games, I think, as we head on into this Group B. Yeah, I mean, aLive, Lasira, Gumiho, who do you really pick to make out of this group? You know, if you've got to pick two of the three, very hard to pick between them. So, really difficult to pick between them as we see the opening here. Nothing too crazy, just racks coming down. Gas racks, sorry. So, gas first, maybe a fast factory follow-up. See what aLive has planned for his TvP here. Group C and D of the SGL will continue next week, guys. So make sure you tune in for that. It's going to be on Thursday and Friday, also from 1 PM CET. We won't be here on Friday. I'll be in the Netherlands, getting ready to go for to do the DSCL, but I will be either cast them from replays on like the Sunday or Monday, or we'll find something. We'll find a way to do it because we'll definitely want to cast those games because Group D is the group of death, Solar, Dark, and into Hero. I already asked if they could maybe change the date to like the week after and do the Group D on Thursday and the playoffs on Friday, but don't know if that is going to happen. So that's what's going on. So we're just setting up here into this game. Make the microphone louder. I can make the microphone a little bit louder. Let me know if it gets too loud though. Like, hopefully. I think I just I messed up a lot earlier, so I broke a bunch of things. So you're gonna have to bear with me, like every single day. It's going to be a new journey to figure out all the settings and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, probe gets caught here. I mean, that's always a nice little start. Shutting down that probe means we can't see a pylon rush coming down unless Jieshi sends another probe across the map, which he's unlikely to do. So, he's going to be seen an adept moving across in towards the center here early on. And this single adept going to be starting to lead the charge. So, adept just leading the charge right now comes in towards this watchtower and will continue down towards the natural expansion. So, adept is going to have a look to see what it can get up to. I mean, nothing too surprising about that. And at home, the Twilight Council finishes up for the Blink upgrade to start coming on in. She's setting up very standard in the early stages of the game. I mean, the Blink upgrade is pretty much as standard as it gets. Even the Stargate is... Yeah, I mean, I guess the Stargate's fairly standard too, but you can see a lot of quirky little different ways to open a Stargate, whereas this straight up Blink, nothing crazy. 2 more gates, 3 gates in total, and he's just going to play this out from here. So, Jieshi just getting set up, looking to see where he can go with this. And, well, Robo Facility comes down in the main base too. So Robo Facility coming down in the main. Let's see another pylon coming up on the natural expansion as well. So just going to be starting that up. I mean, just making sure he's very safe. He has pylons where he needs them. He's got his mothership core out already. As the Robo comes up, the Robo's fairly late. Something like a Widow Mine drop might have been quite effective, but we didn't see that. So in fact, we've seen a fairly fast tank coming in. And aLive is moving forwards very early in this game to try and do something with this. This is very interesting, very different to what you might usually see. aLive with this fast factory going straight into the siege tank. And some SCVs pulling across the map. I mean, he's getting very aggressive super early. And then Jieshi setting a probe towards the third base. I mean, if he tries to take a third base right now, he's not going to have a very good time. As these Marines, SCVs, and the siege tank will start to move forwards. There's the tank sieging up. Medevac will move forwards to give him some vision. And oh man, I mean, look how much damage that tank does as well to those stalkers. It's going to be very difficult here for Jieshi to defend because he's going to lose a pylon super early on. As he loses a pylon, his nexus is going to be sieged up. There's bunkers he has to break through. It's going to be really, really difficult for Jieshi to make work, as we're going to be seeing aLive just looking to kind of push forwards here and just going to siege up onto this nexus. Immediately probes are going to pull in towards this. Adept shades forwards too. I mean, 10 workers are going to go down, but barely any Marines have died yet. Target firing with the siege tank to try and get rid of a few more stalkers. There's the blink forwards. I mean, one of these bunkers is actually going to finish. I'd be surprised if he didn't put anything in this bunker. He actually salvages it. Okay. Well, if he can get into this bunker at the front, that's actually even better, because that's where the fight is taking place right now. Medevac goes down. The Marines do get into the bunker. Another tank survives as well. And, I mean, does he just pull back to the tank? It looks as though he does. Realizes that he probably can't get too much more done with this, and that if he does stick around, he's just sort of asking to die in the next few moments. So he is going to just pull back with this, for these few Marines. So they're going to fall back now. And, yeah, this bunker going to try and salvage this. Does he get the salvage? He doesn't. So, I mean, that's 75 millimeters down. But I feel as though he's done a very good job here of trading. Resources lost just slightly favor aLive. He delayed the third CC from coming down, sorry, just by doing, forcing some more units from his opponent. And, oh, man, Stalker is going to grab that tank. Miss rally by aLive is going to cost him a few units here. So that's a little bit unfortunate. As you see, these Stalkers just going to keep on moving forwards. Just going to be moving through down towards the bottom left-hand side of the map. So just going to be looking to see what they can get up to. Just going to be sitting here. And, I mean, the counter-attack, killing the tank is actually pretty nice, but, I mean, there's still 2 tanks at home. aLive going to really commit to the siege tank-based play. +1 weapons on the way as well, so setting up into this. Just going to be seeing an Observer getting shut down by this missile turret. So, Observer shut down by this missile turret. We'll see a few Stalkers are going to move over towards this third base. And again, just gathering everything together right now, looking to see what he can do in the next few moments. As moving forwards again, we're going to see Stalkers starting to work their way through this supply depot here. Just going to be starting to make his way through this, and again, seeing if he can get some damage done. I mean, killing off a depot is always nice. Gets an SCV as well, and just poking and prodding, seeing what he can get up to at some point here. So Stalker's going to be pulling back a little bit, and we're just going to be seeing again. Third Nexus is up. Going to see probes, Corona boosting out. A couple extra gateways going to get added on as well. So 2 more gates coming in, and still just seeing a combat shield upgrade starting as well. So aLive starts up that combat shield upgrade. The +1 weapons is very, very close to finishing here. So that's going to finish very shortly. Resonant Glaive starting to come up too. Stalker's going to blink over. They need to be careful because these Marines are coming down the ramp, and he's just used his blink. So he loses 2 of them straight away. It's a little bit messy there by Jieshi. As aLive going to push onto the map once again. His army supply lead is actually somewhat scary as he continues to come up towards the top side right now. Marines will stim forwards and try to take down another Stalker or 2. I'm looking to see what else they can get up to in the next few moments. So pushing forwards, going to try and pick up another kill. Doesn't quite make it there. Scan to see what's up. Did he just blink forwards? I think he did. Wow. He doesn't get much forward. Doesn't lose much either. So in the end, it works out. It turns out to be okay. But that was a scary moment. Like I saw the blink. I was like, what? Really? A little bit scary. As we see 2 tanks sieging up, going to start doing a little bit more damage as well. This pylon's going to go down super quickly. More Marines simming on in and picking off in depth nice and quick. Going to see a couple of force fields coming down. I'm just going to be seeing these Marines continue to fight here against these couple of gateways. So continue to fight against these couple of gates. Going to get rid of 2 of those there, and Marines are going to continue to press on forwards. Going to come in, and he is going to take down the third Nexus. There's no way Jieshi can fight this. Tanks are going to reposition themselves, siege forwards in a little bit of a better position now. Maybe a little bit slow to siege as the Immortals will try and target fire those down. Stalker's going to blink on top of them as the Adept shading as well, but there's just too many Marines, and it's going to be aLive to take game number 1 just like that. GG. aLive takes it. Let's introduce our players. As we jump into this, we have aLive and Jieshi, and it is aLive to spawn to the bottom right-hand side. He's the purple Terran player. And down to the bottom left, our pink Protoss player is Jieshi. It is not Saturday, Dark Ones. Not in the real parts of the world, Kappa. It does help taking the little thing off. Yeah, I mean, I think it might. Anyways, I mean, let me know. I mean, if it helps, it helps. If it doesn't, I can put it back on very easily. So we can just figure it out. Well, again, I'm gonna figure out properly. The audio is good now. Really? I'll listen to it after the game quickly just to see. Much clearer. Alright, then we don't use this stupid thing. Screw you, little bobbly thing that came with it. Okay, the next goal is to find a way to make my headphones not actually hurt my ears. Do you think we can do that one as well, guys? Can we figure this out together? Because these headphones start to hurt my head after a while. And that's obviously a little bit of a problem. So, that's That's our next goal, right? Our next goal is to figure that out. I got another set of like ears I can put on them, but I don't really think they're going to make much of a difference. So, yeah, anyways. I'm going to be setting up into this game on Whirlwind vid. Horizontal spawns. So, interested to see how exactly this turns out. I mean, horizontal spawns on Whirlwind generally is... Actually, these ones are really good for aLive, because you can drop from his natural expansion straight to the main base of the Protoss player. It's this kind of rotational symmetry imbalance, and it happens in a lot of the maps that are 4 players. I mean, Tal'Darim Alta had it in terms of being able to push someone's natural and siege up their gases. I'm trying to think what other maps used to have this sort of thing, which was very difficult for them to play with. Yeah, I don't like. There's been a bunch of maps in the past, like Merry-Go-Round had it as well. I mean, any map has generally rotational symmetry, which then benefits or is an issue for certain players depending on where they spawn. And it does affect some races more than others, depending on what exactly the issue is, of course. So, just going to be seeing this probe moving forwards here. Just going to be setting up just on the third base. Maybe just going to wait. I mean, he's checked top left, top right. Knows his opponent is bottom right now then, so he should just be waiting to kind of maybe come in and pylon rush. He might do that. He might just be sort of wanting to keep the probe alive and go in a little bit later on. Adept going to keep moving forwards. And this Marine just going to patrol just on top of the ramp. Look to see what's going on. Twilight Cancel is about halfway done. And so we're going to be seeing Jieshi with a fairly standard opening once again. Very similar to what he did in the last game. Marine is going to be attacking a little bit. And doing a little bit of damage here. Adept actually going to try and get an SCV kill. Shades away though. Doesn't end up doing too much. And does back off. So Adept manages to back away. And is just going to be waiting to see what happens next. We are up onto 3 racks. A very different opening from aLive. 3 racks very early in the game. Really focus on the bio play. And this is something the Adept should be able to pick up on as it comes forward. Sees how many Marines there are. He actually picks up 2 SCV kills there, so that turned out quite nicely. Marine comes in, does find the probe, but probe gets away. A little bit of a lack of stutter step in there. And it's going to be seeing the probe managing to get off away towards the center of the map. There's a Adept going to jump on top of this Marine as well, so just going to be trying to grab that, and Marine is going to go down. So Marine just fall. Marine's going to continue to move forwards here. And he's going to see that Adept also getting shot down. So Adept gets shot down. I'm just going to see this probe just sitting on the center of the map. So probe sits on the center of the map. We're going to see the rubber facility about halfway done. Blink is about halfway done as well from Jieshi, as we see 2 more gates just finishing warping in right now. Rubber facility, as that finishes, will allow him to go in towards the observers. Maybe we'll see some warpism played, something we didn't really see in game number 1 at all from Jieshi. So maybe something we could definitely see now in game 2 perhaps. We will find out as this Marine continue to move around and continue to see, you know, just what's up, just what's happening around the map. And again, looking for that probe maybe perhaps. The probe is currently sat on the center watchtower, so holding the watchtower, looking to see what else is up, what else is happening. And yeah, Marines as well from aLive, also looking to see what they're up to. Marines about to have their stim pack. I mean, do they push across the map aggressively? Probably not. They'll probably wait for the combat shields and +1 and attack with the first 2 medevacs or so. That's probably, well, that's the most likely way for this to go at this point. So that's not too surprising. There we go. The starport lands onto the reactor. We should see a couple medevacs coming up in the next few moments. So a couple medevacs should be on the way very shortly. A few stalkers will poke the front. I mean, there's a Marauder here. He could probably just put the Marauder in the bunker if he wants to. He's just going to start a step forwards, though. Stalker's blinking back. I mean, he gets... I don't think that's worth it, right? Like, he sets a supply depot on fire, but he loses, like... I mean, yeah, a lot of it's just shields, but some of it's, like, genuine, like, damage onto his Stalkers as well. And that isn't pretty, you know, losing, you know, taking actual damage on your Stalkers. It's not pretty at all. And we're going to be seeing these few Stalkers just going to keep on moving around, and... well, Marines and a couple of Marauders still just sat on this central position. Just waiting to see what they can do. Waiting to see where they're going to go next. Now, Resonating Glaives is on the way up, so that's something which is obviously fairly common in terms of playing a very aggressive mid-game when you play sort of Stalker Adept. Makes a lot of sense. We're going to see a few Marines stimming on forwards, a Marauder as well. And the Stalker's going to get pushed away all the way to the left-hand side as one Stalker goes down right away. So Stalker falls, and the rest of these units still just dancing backwards and forwards, trying to see what else is happening. And those units from aLive will once again just gather themselves together and see what direction that they can go in. 2 more barracks on the way up in the main base. He has not got a third CC. Oh, he does have a third CC, my bad. So he does have a third CC here, so aLive playing with a third command center. I'm just going to be seeing this observer just sat overhead and seeing what he can get up to. See, +1 armor on the way from aLive as well. He is going to be in an upgrade lead, so that's something you could definitely utilize. He's yet to really be aggressive on the map, and I do feel as though, as he finds this observer, I do feel as though it's a great map to drop on. So if he wants to be aggressive, those drops are definitely the way I feel he should be going about this. Stalkers will come towards the center now, cleans up a Marine. Picks that off, and again, Marauders and Marines going to move forwards and see what else he can do. Stims a few of these units, but doesn't manage to quite find anything just yet. A single Marine just going to sit on that watchtower as we're going to be seeing this War Prism coming in. And a few Adepts just going to start to unload and just starting to pick their way through a whole bunch of these SCVs. So a lot of SCVs starting to go down, a couple more Adepts straight in at the back. 5 workers killed. I mean, it's nice aggression from Jieshi. It's something we didn't see from him in the last game. But it's nice. I mean, it's going to keep aLive pinned back. It's going to keep aLive busy. He is unfortunately going to lose the War Prism unless he has Stalkers nearby, and they are on their way to try and intercept these Liberators, but it's not going to be in time. The War Prism will fall. I mean, Adept gets out. The Stalker's still trying to come down here again, just not quite in position in time to fight against that, as we're going to be seeing the units just gathering up together. Marines and Marauders, Medivacs too. I'm just going to see a couple more of these Liberators just sieging up, just looking to defend as he takes a third base. So aLive still playing very passively. I'm a little bit surprised. Didn't think he would play this passively, honestly. I thought he would be a bit more aggressive, but just going to sit back. I mean, what he might do is he might build up his Liberator count and just sort of drop around. I actually did a video on TY's 3CC opening about a year ago now when Legacy of the Void first came out, and, well, I sort of feel as though it's something which could become very popular again, where you just start to build up the Liberators off of 4 Medivacs, and with those 4 Medivacs you start to drop and you apply pressure with the Medivacs, and that's how you keep the Protoss player busy while you keep on building up, as we see. There's a good chunk of bio here. Another few Marines just gathering together. And this Marine is continuing to look around. Can actually find a pylon. I mean, just find little bits and pieces of map control. Just establish a map control of your own. It's obviously very important at this sort of stage of the game. The more map control you have or deny, generally the more you can do on the map, or the less your opponent can do, which is obviously a pretty big benefit as well. Going to be seen. And a few more units just gathering up together, and, well, charges on the way from our Protoss player. We're going to be seeing 2 more gateways coming in. Just a couple more gates coming in right now, and again, just a few more Marines and Marauders getting set to go from aLive. Some Medivacs overhead, and again, a few Widow Mines mixed into all of this. 2 of these Liberators going to back away over to the right-hand side, and just going to try and siege up, and again, protecting all of his angles, not going to let Jieshi come in and do anything at all in this game. He really isn't. Lack of armor upgrade does scare me a little bit for Jieshi. I mean, he's got it on the way now, but you can see how fast that, that them 2 Adepts died to that bio. You can just see the health just falling off of it so quickly. So armor upgrades, something I feel as though he might need here. As soon as we're going to see Stalkers blinking away, doesn't even get this factory on fire. Loses a Stalker as well. Man, what a stale game. Like, very, very passive. Nothing really too much going on. A little bit of a warp in towards the right-hand side of the main base. Liberators going to try and position themselves to do something here. 1 Adept's actually in the third base as well. That gets 5 kills. Now Adept's in towards the main, doing some damage as well. As units come in to respond to this. Warp Prism still in position here as well. We're going to be seeing these Marines going to actually do a pretty good job of getting rid of a lot of this now. Warp Prism towards the third base instead, and we'll warp in over here. So continued damage. As we see, just a single Marine spotting the 4th base of the Protoss player on the way up. These Adepts do get blocked in towards the main. As you can see, Marines trying to drop down to actually fight against these Adepts. Not going to work out just yet now. A few more units dropping out of time will be a little bit more successful. Targets the Widow Mine down, though. Again, Jieshi continuing to find good trades here. 2 Adepts shade away, and well, they make in towards the mineral line on the natural, although they won't actually target down any workers. He will actually pick off a whole bunch of Marines. He actually trades so well with these Adepts. Jieshi is doing so much damage here. Another couple of workers probably going to go down. 13 more workers killed. That's on top of the 8 workers he killed before. So this is really our Protoss player achieving so much with this Adept harassment. He's putting himself into a great position. As we see Stalkers, they're going to gather very centrally now and wait to see what they can get up to. More Bioforces are going to be moving forwards, and, well, some Liberators up in the skies as well. We're going to see what they can do. Try and target down a Stalker there. Not quite going to work out brilliantly. aLive with a few more units coming in to fight and just trading a little bit better. against a few more of those Stalkers towards the end here. Bayon's going to be still moving towards the upper left-hand side, and just going to be trying to see what they can do. Actually, I mean, Libera's going to get in position here, so I mean, he can just stim up and kill this fourth base. Very smart, though. Knows that the Protoss army is probably going to engage in shortly, and so leaves a few of his units down there. Nice blink forwards, minimizing the damage from the Widow Mines. Actually going to move the Liberators up to this high ground now, and that is going to make it very difficult to move forward. Oh my god, this Colossus. You wanted to test how much damage Liberators could do. The answer is a lot. That Colossus goes down so quickly. Fourth base falls, and aLive just going to minimize the economy which Jieshi has at this point. And Yushi's major problem in this game is just going to be engaging. You know, how is he going to be able to really fight into this army with so many Liberators available to aLive, sieged up and just ready to deal damage? Observer moving forward as the scan comes down. We'll see, Stalker gets shot down so quickly, man. These Liberators are super scary. You know, you look at this, what are you meant to do? I don't know, actually. I don't know what the best way to kind of deal with this is. Marines and Marauders still just gathering beneath a couple of Liberators. A few workers being picked off. Where exactly is that? Liberator on the natural expansion doing some damage. Terran player trying to move back home. My Protoss player might try and jump on this opportunity. There's only 2 Colossi in this army, though, and that does scare me quite a lot. I mean, there's not a lot to work with. It's going to be seen. Here we go. The fight's going to begin. Stalker's going to have to try and blink behind these Liberators. He's actually just going to back away. More bio from the south side, man. That makes this army so much scarier. So much bio forces. So many bio forces now mixed into this, and I don't think actually Jieshi can really engage. He's going to blink forwards now. He's going to start talking down these Liberators. This is nice. I mean, he's getting rid of a lot of them. In fact, he's not really fighting in any siege zones at all. Pulls back in the last 2. He's still losing so much, though. I mean, even when he's sitting just a couple of shots here and there, the bio is doing so much. As he blinks forwards again, there's a lot of the Stalkers to the Marauders that are left over. The Immortals very important now, because actually with Marauders left over, Immortals will do a lot of damage to anything they connect onto. If it's only Immortals that they can hit, obviously, they get that bonus damage. So they'll do a lot of damage to this kind of the remainder of the Terran ground forces. I actually don't think there's enough Stalkers here anymore, not enough anti-air, and so the Liberators won't go down. If the Liberators don't die, then everything else will sort of just will sort of just die eventually anyways. A few more reinforcement Stalkers do manage to make their way to the army, so he blinks forwards to take down the last Liberator. And it is actually going to be aLive again, losing the ground tough fight. So again, it's the Immortals really just trained so well for these Marauders. 8, 7, and 10 kills on the Immortals. Really, really valuable units here. Probably more valuable than the Colossus have been. 30 and 9 actually. These Colossus have been doing a bit of a better job than I thought they would have. So looks like doing a pretty good, decent amount of damage here. As you can see, Widowmine goes off. Doesn't do too much though. Mothership Core comes across the map. Could really do for Warp Prism. If he could warp in a few units over here right now, that would be fantastic. As it stands, he can't really continue to fight if, his Warp Prism is going to be, if he can't warp in and reinforce this army. Pushing forward, Jieshi feels as though he can get something done, but again, I don't like the idea of him fighting without the Warp Prism. Big EMPs on top of everything. The Immortals take so much damage. They also get their barriers popped, and that means it's very difficult now for our Protoss player to really keep on fighting into this position. He's going to kite away. He will fight against a lot of these SCVs as he continues to pull backwards. I mean, he's killing off a lot of these workers. His army taking some heavy hits, but still keeping the Colossi alive. One Immortal stays alive as well towards the very end of this here. How many kills has this Immortal got? How many is he on? He's on 14. He's definitely a veteran Immortal right now. He's having a pretty good time as we still see Bio Forces sitting underneath these Medivacs. More Marauders and Marines continue to come out here. You see this again taken down as well, and just going to turn to fight once again. Colossi trading as best they can. There just isn't enough in front of these Colossi to protect them, and when they do get targeted, they go down so quickly. And that's actually going to be the end of the army here for Jieshi. aLive is going to take the series 2-0, and he's going to take the victory which he needs.